Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. I can't really say sunny Winnipeg, at least not right now. Now, we did have an interesting sunrise. It wasn't a definitive sunrise, but it was colorful. I'm going to probably do something with it and stick it at the end of today's episode. Okay, my day never goes the way I think it's going to, or the way I plan. I sat down here a little while ago and I thought, what can we do here today? How far are we going to get? Are we going to actually accomplish something? And I was thinking that if I really get at it here and don't get badly sidetracked like I always do, we should get through step 37 here, because it's basically a case of gluing parts down on here that we've already got painted. The only thing I have to do is on some of these I have to touch up on this one right here, for instance. I have to do the shaft where the self-locking tweezer is holding on, and in red. And the top of the fire extinguisher, I'm going to do that with X11. It's called chrome silver. Now, about the paint. This is what I'm planning to do right now. I'm going to order from Sunward Hobbies the 338 and stop trying to match something the same in Tamiya. The next kit, the next model that I build, I don't know what it's going to be. I won't use the Y word, that, so in other words, I won't talk about the Yamato. It might be. Okay. Or it might be an aircraft carrier, but it'll be 1/200 scale, whatever it is, so it'll match up with, what's in the case now. Both the Trumpeter's latest aircraft carrier, as well as the Yamato, will fit in the bottom of the case down there on the bottom shelf, which, as I mentioned before, I would want to have it on some sort of slider so it could be pulled out about 30 centimeters. I was going to say a foot. and then I started calculating. What is that? It's 30 centimeters. Okay. Anyway, okay, I think we're just going to basically get at it here. I'm going to just quickly get these pieces painted the color that I want. I'm not promising that I won't stick the macro lens on and show you painting the top of the fire extinguisher or something, but because I enjoy doing that. Actually, this one would actually be easy to paint, because I can use the little green Gabe swab thing that to rotate it, and it'll always be in exactly the same place. So that would actually be an easy thing for me to paint with the macro lens. Maybe I will, just for the fun of it. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh yes, now I remember. Got a comment. I just read it here a couple hours ago. One of the viewers wanted to know what was the link for that color conversion chart that I showed yesterday. And so what I'm going to do is, in the description of today's episode, pretty hard to do it in yesterday's, although, yeah, I could probably back it up. I think I can actually add to yesterday's description. You can change it. I don't think I've ever done that before, but anyway, you can. Anyway, in the bottom of today's description, where it starts off, this is not a tutorial. Well, if you page down to the bottom of it, there'll be the link, unless I forget. Don't let me forget now. Where you should be able to click on it and get to that color conversion chart. I think that's the one that Gabe gave us. Oh my goodness, it must be a year or so ago. Now, mind you, if I'm going to be ordering the Accus 338 from Sunward Hobbies, it doesn't really matter anyway, but next time I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to just get what's available here in Winnipeg, readily available. And it seems that everybody and any corner drugstore almost is selling Tamiya paint. Not really. Okay, let's paint our fire extinguisher. Let's do that. I think I have to mix this up. You know this. Okay, this thing here that I bought. I think I'm going to try and slow it down. It's really, really, really good, except that I noticed that unless you have the agitator right to the bottom of the jar, if you have it up a little bit, it starts to stir the paint so fast that it wants to swirl up over and make a mess. So if I can slow it down just a little bit, at least that's the plan right now. If you remember, I had, it was on the little Tamiya electric drill, wherever it is. It's over there somewhere. I had done that. I had put a blank battery in. I think I just used a bolt. And instead of having 3 volts, I had just 1.5 volts. I was finding that the speed was perfect, but what was wrong was it had absolutely no torque. So, yeah, it would work with a really teensy-weensy little bit, but if you needed something that had any kind of bite to it, you know, like an 1/8 of an inch, or there I go again, 2 millimeter. Okay, let's recompose here. We're wasting valuable time. Missy the dog is probably going to come by any minute, all being well. Yeah. Oh, how many of you saw Benji yesterday in the motorcycle video? Yeah, it was a cute little dog too. I don't get to see Benji very often. Oh, and about I think it was military modeler Paul was saying, don't forget to take along a dog treat next time, or something like that. I think somebody else mentioned that too. You know, I had a little Ziploc package with 3 of those little bacon things in it, and it was in my pocket of my banana suit. And when I went to leave, I thought, well, I don't need to take along anything that I absolutely don't need. And I took it out and I laid it beside the computer, and I left it there. And then the first thing I thought of when I saw Benji, I thought, oh, I don't have a little treat now. Okay. I ramble on and on, don't I? Okay, let's recompose and mount this in something that I can keep it nice and still and rotate it at the same time. That's the plan. Starting to rain. Come on in. It's starting to rain. Missy, have we got a wet dog here?
No, just beginning to rain.
No.
Not a heavy rain.
Starting to rain. Well, I got something for you here. You know what? I'm going to break it up and give it to you in two pieces here. Now you eat that carefully. Yeah, eat that carefully. Don't go choking on it. Yeah, chew it. Chew, 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 chew. Make like a train. Chew, chew, chew. Yeah, rain. Yeah, oh yeah, I can see it out there.
I gotta go check the blood sugar on the cat.
Oh my goodness. How's the cat doing?
Still alive.
Still alive, and that's about it, eh?
Still loud, still nasty, still eating. I don't know, the insulin and these treatments. She may be able to live another year or two.
You never know.
But she may be dead in the morning. So.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
But the same could be true of me, so there you go.
Yeah, me too. Okay, now I do not want to be painting this little peg that has to go in the hole. So I'm going to try and just go out to the edge like this and then stop, all being well. Yeah, I think I pretty much got it. I touched it a little bit, but at least it's not. Yeah, I think once that dries, it'll be all right. Yeah, I think once that dries, it'll shrink slightly. Okay, let's quit messing with it. Nobody can see under there anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's get our fire extinguisher in place now. Oh, and just for perspective here, folks, just for perspective. Okay, I don't have any paint on my brush yet, but I don't know if I should try and paint this part that it is red or leave it. This is going to be really hard to do. When you get moved in like this, it is really difficult to... Just trying to sample a little bit of paint here. Okay, I'm going to just turn this a little bit. It might go slightly out of focus. Gotta try and get the... Okay, I think I got it on this side. Okay, let's just turn it over here and recompose a little bit. Get the other side. I might have to hold it flatter like this. Yeah, I'll try and recompose the camera so that we can both see it really, really good. Okay, I've just sampled some paint here, and I realize, and I've said this so many times before, that in all likelihood nobody is going to see this anyway, and they won't know if I did a good job or a bad job. But what I want to do is, for my own personal satisfaction here, let me sort of brace myself. I want to try and get where the red comes up onto the valve or nozzle. I want to try and cover that up, but not touch the top of the red fire extinguisher. Okay, I think I've basically got it there. Let me check the monitor. Maybe just underneath the nozzle. Okay, let's quit while we're ahead here. I think we basically got it. It might go out of focus a little bit, but yeah, I think we basically got it. Okay. At the beginning of this episode, I was saying something about how things never go as planned. Well, I wasn't planning to cut my thumb. Okay. Yeah, I did that with a bread knife in the kitchen. Now, we glued this piece up at the end of yesterday's episode, as best I remember. But we did not paint it. So it's another, you might say, a little setback. One of the viewers had mentioned that he thought that this part here and the piece, the larger piece that it gets glued onto, were part of an oiling system for the engines. Yeah, I can sort of see that. There's sort of a hose that probably looks like a sort of a flexible thing. Okay, we're just going to let that dry now. of the microwave. This is ground beef. I noticed that the streets are starting to dry up a little bit. Little dry spots in the center of the street. I should have maybe done a dry fit on this, but I didn't. Maybe if I held it more like this. I can't see the pegs. Oh, there they are. All right, I think that sort of lines up. You can see where they've got a hose or something running to the top of this. One of the viewers was mentioning how he noticed that the parts that we painted, the 66, don't, when they come up against a line like this, and like here, of course, what they were just talking about. But I mentioned back to him, I think, that I was afraid that if I tried to, take my little brush and follow along this line with the 66 so that it all matched, I don't think I could do it justice, you might say. Okay, now these other pieces, I've kind of got them laid out here the way I think they're supposed to go. Okay, this one here, have I got this one right? I might have this one. Okay, this one is this one, and this one is this one. Okay. Now this one here, we originally had it down here, remember? We'll just put it back down there. These ones that are the same size, it would be possible to get them in the wrong place. I better just double check this. Okay, now which one is this going to? No. This one goes to this one, which is this one. Okay. Yeah, that's probably why it wasn't fitting too good. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do, I suppose maybe I should be putting the macro lens on. Now, which way is this going to be viewed from? Okay, it's going to be viewed in this way, I believe. So if I put the extra thin on the back side here, and it makes a bit of a mess, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Just get that seated square on the positioning thing. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be all right. Kinda. Okay, we got that one. Then this one. Okay, so this is the one then that goes on here. Okay, now when that melds, it's going to be okay. And the last one, there's only one place it can go, but we'll just check anyway. That's this one with the little tiny handle on it right there. That clearly goes right here. Trying to hold this so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I know we're gluing onto a painted surface, but I think that it's going to be pretty strong. You know, naturally I'd be able to pick it off, but why would I pick it off? Okay, so we got 4 pieces on there. Now this part here, it went along here, and you can see that there's a little. Let's see if we get something better to point with. Okay, you can see there's a little channel right there, like there, and here, and here. So that's clearly this is where this is supposed to lay. Like that. Okay, and then the idea is that this end here, it just sort of goes up out of sight. Now how am I going to glue that? I wonder if maybe what I should have done is maybe lift this off and put a little drop on here, on here. Okay, they all look wet? Yeah, more or less. Now let's see if we can lay this down now. Oh! Okay, I think that that'll hold. You know, it doesn't have to be terribly strong. It just has to hold on there. It just has to hold on so that when the overhead bulkhead is turned upside, or right side up, I guess you might say, it's not going to fall off. And I don't think it will. Now, try and work it into the little hole there. The hole is not square because of the way this thing is. They had to mold this thing, but they did a pretty good job just the same. Now, I don't want to be moving this around because the red paint is going to come off on my 338. Okay, I do believe that's down. I'll just try and make sure that they're basically square. I think that they are supposed to be at right angles to the ceiling, which means that these would sort of lean towards each other just a little bit. So let me check the monitor and see if that looks right. Yeah, it's not bad. And you can see the red paint is running just a little bit there, but I think that's going to look okay. We're probably not going to see the top of the overhead bulkhead anyway from the inside. Okay, maybe I'll just put this up against it so it'll hold it, so it'll stay that way. Okay, we'll let that dry for a little bit. Okay, this thing here, I believe it's supposed to be some kind of a winch or something, and when you, okay, am I holding this so you can see the little post thing coming out of the center there? Okay, what is supposed to happen now is that this wheel is supposed to get mounted on that post. Let me get it off of here. It's kind of stuck on. Okay, now you see that there's a little peg there coming out of the bottom of the wheel, and then we're supposed to mount it on the end of that, you know, something like this. Now, it seems to me I had a situation like this about 2 weeks ago, and I concluded that the easiest way was to just, you know, cut the stem off of this wheel, and just lay it down on there, because it's going to want to slump over one way or the other on me when I try to glue it on. You know, I don't think I could get it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off. Bear with me. Okay. Where's the nippers now? It might be slightly out of focus. Just let me check the monitor here. Okay, you know who I'm big on being in focus. There we go. All right, now we should be able to get this to fasten on there. I wonder, would it be easier, maybe instead of trying to put the wheel on this, would it be easier to maybe try and put this upside down over top of it like that? I'd be able to see better where I'm going, and then straighten it up afterwards. So I'll think about that. Now, please do not stick to the applicator. Maybe that's too much. Now, very carefully here, very carefully. I think I should maybe swing it just a little bit. You notice there's little things coming out of the bottom there. I want them to sort of go in between the spokes on the wheel. Now, have I got it? I think I do. Yeah, I think I do. I think I got it pretty good. Okay, very carefully turn it over now. Let gravity be our friend here. Ooh, I bumped it. It's slumping. It's slumping. How am I going to fix that now? Maybe what I should have done is just left it upside down. Yeah. Just let me get a better grab on it here. Just leave it upside down. Why not? But it's not making contact. Okay. It should stay. Why was it slumping? Was I maybe bumping it with my fingers? Yeah, I'll bet you I was bumping it with my fingers somehow. Okay, let's carefully set this down. Okay, don't anybody breathe. Okay, I think it's going to be alright. Yes, it should be maybe 1/4 of a millimeter, further out on that shaft, but it's not, and nobody's going to know. I might have been able to glue it right on the end, the end of the one shaft butted up against the end of the other shaft, but I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. And I think I'm going to wind today's episode up. The sunrise will be next. Yeah, nothing special, just kind of nice. I don't know if I'm happy about the music I selected, but once again, it is what it is. I shouldn't always be apologizing. I should just stick stuff on and you were going to remind me to put the link for the color chart in the bottom of today's description. So don't let me forget now. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.